Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. I got a different background today. I didn't realize it, but we got a crazy storm last night, so there's a whole bunch of snow and ice. And on top of that, the wind is blowing like crazy. I tried to set up outside, but I just couldn't do it. So today, I got to make this video inside. I'm shooting this on the day that the Reimagined BRED 4s dropped. I don't need to tell anybody that this was the most hyped up drop of this year. And ever since I saw a pair in hand, it was a must cop for me. I really wanted to get my double up. I hope a lot of you were able to get W's today as well. Since this is one of the Reimagined series, I would just like to go down through the list of the Reimagined pairs that I have. And I just want to talk about where I think this one stands amongst those other Reimagined Jordans. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Jordan 4 BRED Reimagineds and compare them to my other Jordan Reimagineds. So to start it out, here's just a quick look. I heard a lot of people saying that they weren't feeling this pair because they didn't have the nubuck upper like the OGs came with, but of course this is an original colorway. That really didn't sway how I felt about them. I had never had the BRED 4s in my collection, so really they could have been made out of corduroy or canvas or something, and I still would have wanted to pick these up. I was really hoping after I saw my buddy's pair that my pair would come out as clean as what his did, and I am happy to report this pair looks absolutely flawless to me. Let me know how the QC on your pair is, because obviously this is a general release, and a lot of times with the GRs you never know how the QC is going to be. But just like the pair that I already looked at, the materials on these things are really good. This probably, out of all my 4s, this probably has the best leather on any 4 that I have in my collection. And I probably have 5 or 6 other pairs of 4s, maybe even more than that. I'm not sure, I'd have to count. But anyhow, I really like the colorway, obviously, and I actually really like this leather. I might even actually prefer this to the nubuck just because it'll be so forgiving, and I think these are going to age beautifully. It's funny because another Reimagined pair that we're going to look at, the Royal Jordan 1 High, people absolutely hated that they got suede on that one instead of the OG leather. But again, this is the Reimagined series, so they're kind of putting their own twist on it and giving it to us in a way that we didn't see originally. I really like those Royal Jordan 1 Highs. I didn't hesitate at all on them simply because they had suede, and I really like the way those came out. So I'm a huge fan of this Reimagined series, and my pair came out flawless. Let me know if you've seen any with QC issues. I did also grab a GS pair, and hang on one second, I do want to show you some things with that. All right, so like I said, I did get a GS pair. This is a GS size 6.5, which is the same as a men's size 6.5. And I was really happy to see the leather seems like it's just as good. It's nice and soft. It's got the same texture all over it. It's not a real excessive tumble or anything. What I did notice, and I've found this with a lot of other GS pairs, down around the midsole, there's just a whole lot of glue, and the paint is not near as clean as what it is on the adult pairs. It just looks like there's excessive glue. I really don't think that's a huge deal. You should be able to clean that off of there if that really bothers you. But I just wanted to point that out because like we see with so many other pairs, the grade school pairs just don't seem to be as clean as what the adult pairs are. And I'll show you that area on my adult pair now. So here's the adult pair, and you can just see, at least to my eyes, these things look like they are absolutely flawless. They're just neat as can be. Both the paint and the glue, they just look like they were done very carefully, whereas the GS pairs, it just looks like they kind of rushed through them. But that being said, they did give us the same packaging for the grade school pairs, so it's kind of like the reverse of what we usually get. So we have the cement print on the lid, and it's gray and black, and then the base is the solid black, as opposed to being the reverse of that, like we're used to getting. While we're on the topic of boxes, this is the adult pair box. Here is a quick look at the tag. I got a size 10.5. That's what I typically get in Jordan 4s. I actually ordered a size 10 off of Finish Line because I heard a lot of people saying that you didn't have to go a half size up on this pair. I am going to see which pair fits me best, and then I'll share that with y'all. Some people say that there is no need to go a half size up. However, the older I get, I always have to go a half size up on 4s because they really rub the outside of my feet. I haven't had these on feet yet. I'm kind of waiting until I get the 10s, and then I just know that I'm going to wear whatever pair feels best on my feet. We'll see if going up a half size was a necessity or not, so I'm kind of interested in how they're going to fit. I do like this box. Like I said, it's just the reverse of what we're used to getting. We've got that cement print for the top. Although I like that they switched it up a little bit, I just feel like they could have done a little bit more. My favorite packaging of the Reimagined series has to go to this pair. Y'all know what this is, but obviously this is the Lost and Found. They gave us a lid. I think it's from a AJKO, and then the bottom is like a Nike Jordan 1 lid, but it's kind of like a mismatched lid, and it's got this tattered effect all around the edges. It's also got some sales stickers there, which I think is a pretty cool touch. For the paper of the Reimagined Jordan 1s, the Lost and Founds, we've got this advertisement, which I think is also really cool. And then maybe my favorite element of the packaging from the Lost and Founds is this handwritten receipt with the date from '86. I just think that is so neat, and there's all kinds of little Easter eggs on there and everything. As far as the packaging goes, the Lost and Founds have the best packaging out of any of this Reimagined series. My second favorite packaging from the Reimagined series is just the white cements. There's really nothing fancy about this, but I really just like that aged effect that they gave us on the box lids. There's no fancy paper or handwritten receipt in this pair, but I just like the way that it looks. I like that they gave it an aged look. So this is my second favorite packaging. My third favorite packaging for the Reimagined series is the pair that I got today, the Reimagined BREDs. I just like the way that they reversed it, but also it does kind of feel like they didn't put any thought into it. They were just like, well, it's a different material for a BRED 4, so let's just reverse the box. It's all right. I like that it's something different, but I do feel like they could have done more. My least favorite packaging is definitely the Royal Jordan 1s. While I do like that they match the colors to the shoes, I just think this looks like a standard Jordan 1 box to me. There's really nothing out of the ordinary about it. Aside from matching the colors, which they've always been doing lately, there's really nothing to note about this box. It's just as plain as can be. Before I get on to ranking the shoes, I should also note, I would have put the patent leather BREDs in this, but I actually got rid of them because whenever I saw that the Varsity Red 85 cut Jordan 1s got so affordable, I ended up selling the patent BREDs just because I don't wear patent leather that much. I really did like the way that pair looked, but I just didn't see myself wearing them. And I wear the Varsity Red 85s all the time. So I kind of parted with them in order to get a little bit of money and make some space in the collection for those 85. I don't think Jordan actually termed the patent BREDs as a Reimagined series, but I do consider that to be the first of the Reimagineds that we got. All right, but now that we got the boxes out of the way, let's get to how I rank the kicks. So at number 4, and I hate to put this last on my list because I actually love this shoe, but I just like the rest of them in the series that much. At number 4, I do have the Reimagined Royal Blue Jordan 1 highs. I know a lot of people were not a fan of how these came out, and obviously the OGs are a leather material, and this is just all suede. Both the black and that royal blue color is all suede. But that being said, I really, really like the way these look, and I don't mind that it's something different. I was a little bit worried that the blue might look a little bit faded or like a little bit ashy. Same with the black. I thought that it might look a little bit ashy, but they really did a good job with making the colors look really rich and really vibrant on here. My second favorite colorway on a Jordan 1 High is the royal blue Jordan 1 High. I just think it's easy to wear with just about any outfit, and I love the way that blue looks up against the black base. I also just really like the bright white midsole with these rich colors. But all that being said, I know that the suede was a huge hang up for a lot of people. I don't mind it, and that's not why I'm putting this in fourth place. But like I said, it's just that I think the other pairs from the Reimagined series are that good. But this is number 4 on my list of the Reimagined series. I'm probably going to get a lot of people disagreeing with me right here. I bet most people would probably rank those Royal Jordan 1 Highs as number 4 or last on the list in their opinion. But for number 3, I'm going to have to go with these BRED 4s. And again, that's not a knock to them, but for me, I've kind of grown to be more of a fan of the Jordan 3 silhouette than the 4s. For the longest time, I preferred 4s, but just the older that I get, I find that 3s are actually easier to wear for me. And I prefer lighter colored shoes to black shoes. So basically, it's all just personal preference. I will say, I think the materials on these BRED 4s are better than the materials on the white cement Jordan 3s. But that being said, I just think the overall look of the 3s, I prefer that just slightly over these BRED 4s. But again, that's not to take away from these. I think these are a beautiful shoe. Anybody that got a retail W on these, that is a huge W. I knew they were going to be really sought after, and they flew off the shelves. So anybody that got a pair and anybody that ranks them higher, I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just talking about my personal preference. So anyhow, these are number 3 on my list of the Reimagined series. So by process of elimination, y'all probably knew where I was going to have these. This is my second favorite pair from the Reimagined series. This obviously is the white cement Jordan 3. I just think these things look so good. I love the way the white upper looks with just the little hit of cream and then the elephant print. A lot of people had issues with the elephant print not matching from one shoe to the next, but mine is pretty much exact. Some of it looked like the elephant print wasn't as bold on one shoe as it was on the other, but on my pair, they came out pretty much perfectly. But I love that cream accent on the heel and then the cream accents on the midsole. And I just think that this shoe is so beautiful. Overall, I do prefer the look of this shoe to the BRED 4s. And that's why for my rankings, I have these coming in second place. And again, that's not a diss to the BRED 4s. That's not a diss to the royal blue Jordan 1s. It's just that these are way up there in my book. And I just think these are beautiful. I really love the way these came out. The materials aren't quite as buttery as what they are on those BRED 4s, but the overall look and just how it goes with my style, I gotta put this one in second place. I think these are phenomenal. Last but certainly not least, we have the Lost and Found Chicago 1s from the Reimagined series. I don't know if there will ever be a Reimagined Jordan that can dethrone this as my number 1. This Chicago colorway has always been my favorite Jordan 1 colorway. I think these look so nice and classy, and at the same time, they were able to give these an aged effect, like up around the collar, and then with the slightly yellowed midsole, and then this kind of faded looking outsole. But somehow they were able to give these a treatment where it looked like you might have found these in an attic or in the back of a store or something, and they still look really, really nice. I think this almost gives them a better style than if you got a brand new pair of Chicago Jordan 1s. The materials are good, but it's not even really the materials that make me love this shoe. I just think they put a lot of effort into how they presented this shoe. and I think it came across beautifully. This is without a doubt my favorite from the Reimagined series. Let me know if you agree with me or if you think I'm crazy. I think across the board, most people would probably say that they prefer the Lost and Found to any other Reimagined Jordan. Some people might say, oh, it's just because of resale. Honestly, that doesn't play a factor in my book at all. I just think this is an incredibly well done shoe. I think this is like grail status, and this is one of my favorite pairs in my entire collection. So I'm really glad that I'm able to have this pair in my collection and that I was able to get them for retail. But anyhow, that was how I rank the Reimagined Jordans. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you disagree or agree. Again, I'm sorry that I had to change the background today. The weather was just not cooperative at all, so we had to do it inside. But as always, I really appreciate you all watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out.